but I get it now.
Well, do you want to explain? Do you want to explain it for the listeners?
No.
Okay.
We can leave
Okay.
Cody's big dick energy on the show. You will never see me not promoting 1-800-WHOOP-DAT. So my thing for this week is you need to never count out Tricky 2 times. Trick Williams, Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers, Mr. 1-800-WHOOP-DAT. All right, let's talk about it. Welcome to the Lariat Lounge. This is the home of smart takes, hard hits, and real talk. I'm your host, Everson Godfrey, co-host Andrew Skeens. Skeener, a sad, sad week of wrestling, man. I cannot believe that on the precipice of Elimination Chamber, on the road to WrestleMania, Braun Breaker will not be a part of these plans. He has herniated something, according to Paul Heyman, lifting weights feverishly because of Adam Pearce. We no longer have Mr. Bronson Rex Steiner pinned or penciled at all into WrestleMania plans. Now, I heard about that before Raw came on, and I had been meaning to text you about that, but I forgot to.
I had seen something about it too, but wasn't sure, and then we get it set on Raw, and that unfortunately confirms it.
Yeah, it confirms that. And so I am not entirely sure what we do with the Vision right now going into WrestleMania, but we will speak on that in a little bit because I don't want us to get out of order. So before we get started, Skeener, how are you doing on this beautiful week? I know over here in Virginia, the weather is starting to break just a little bit, but
it's 30 degrees here, 33, okay. I think. So I am in shorts and a t-shirt.
I was about to say it's pretty much like early summer for you guys now.
That's what it feels like. So I'm going to take advantage.
Hey, listen, I am not mad. Hey, listen, what is the humidity there in Milwaukee?
I have no idea.
I'll check not like specifically, but like, do you guys typically have like a lot of humidity?
Rarely. Sometimes in the late summer.
That's what I thought. And I remember when I went to Washington State for my honeymoon, I was very surprised at the ability to kind of sit outside and like 30-degree weather with shorts on.
Yeah, it's all about the wind here. It's the wind. The wind dictates everything.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It does not get overly humid unless you get a couple days in August that can be tough, but nothing like West Virginia. I'll tell you that.
No, absolutely not. It's one of those things that people don't fully understand about temperature and how temperature feels on your skin if the humidity is low versus if the humidity is high. And, that's one of those things that, when I went to Michigan, I recognized it at first. When I went to New York, I recognized it again. And then on my honeymoon, we were in Washington State. That's when I really noticed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting outside on this terrace and I'm overlooking the mountains and it's literally like 29 degrees outside and I'm in shorts and my slippers and a sweatshirt and I'm chilling. And I told my parents when I got back, it was the craziest thing because they don't travel. And when I told them that, they were like, whew, you must have been freezing. And I was like, not really. It was weird, but no, not really.
Yeah, so, it's I don't know. Regardless of humidity or not, it just going from around 0 to 30 makes it feel like it is just so much nicer.
I feel you. I felt the weather when I got off of work today, and the first thing I thought was, okay, by the time I get to the house, I'm going to have about an hour and a half before the podcast starts. I was thinking maybe I was going to I'm going to sneak out and try to go for like a little quick run. You know what I'm saying? Before the podcast gets started. And then I remembered that like my shower is currently not functioning. And so I got to have a plumber come out here tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's something it's something like I'm not getting water pressure.
Yeah.
Only in the bathtub and the shower upstairs. Everywhere else, it's fine. And so I talked to the plumber yesterday, and he pretty much told me you probably have some type of sediment that is in that water line that's feeding into the bathtub and the shower specifically. But I couldn't fix it. I tried taking the part of the shower part yesterday, and I couldn't figure it out. So he's gonna come out here tomorrow, and so because of that, I can't take a shower, and I can only take like little bird baths, and so I'm not about to go outside and get sweaty for this podcast, and then bird bath in like 10 minutes before the show. So had to put that off. But the bug was definitely calling to me, I'll tell you that. But hey, listen, we are going to have a great show for you. We're going to talk about SmackDown. We're going to talk about Raw, how we normally do. This is episode 47, by the way. So we are rapidly approaching the big 5-0. It seems like only yesterday, Skeener, we reached like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And was excited about that. And now, in just a short amount of time, we're turning 50.
We are. It's gone. Time flies.
It really does, man. It really does. I mean, we are geriatric before. Like, I didn't realize it was going to approach this quickly, but, I need to get Medicaid set up because, next thing you know, we're going to be like 60 or 70, and I don't know how we're going to manage. The show doesn't make any money. But, look, we're rapidly approaching 50, and I believe I mentioned it already, but the format is changing. If I did not mention it before, then this is new.
I believe this is the first time on the air.
Oh, yeah, because we have talked about it.
We've talked about it, but it was not on the air.
This is true. You're probably right. I trust you. Episode 50 is approaching rapidly, and with that milestone comes changes to the podcast. So, what are those changes? I'm glad you asked. Nothing is going to change with regards to the time in which we record. Nothing's going to change with regards to how you get the podcast. You will still be able to get the podcast everywhere you get your podcast, and Skeena will let you know that in just a moment. But the podcast will also now be available directly on YouTube, and the podcast will be moving to a video format. So you'll be able to get the audio version of the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You'll also be able to get the video version of the podcast, which means you'll see Skeena and I's beautiful, beautiful mugs every week in your living room. Now, you can watch us on your TV. Listen, it blew my mind at first, Skeena, when I was looking at the analytics, and we realized that, hey, our voice and our reach is going all across the country and all across the globe. We're international.
Worldwide, yeah.
We're worldwide, right? Dude, in 4 weeks, we're going to be in people's living rooms. They'll be able to turn on their smart TVs and watch us in their living rooms. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild to think that someone may put us on their TV somewhere way across the world, but that's the modern world, and it's just crazy to think about. You never think about these things when you're just talking wrestling on the podcast, but cool changes coming, and I'm excited.
I am excited too. I genuinely can't wait. I have rebuilt my freaking podcast studio. I have rearranged everything for optimal camera quality. I'm about to go out and buy a new webcam this week. I want to make sure that I get all my angles in great 4K. And and I've been working tirelessly over the last week to get this podcast room exactly how I want it to be so that it films properly. And if I'm not mistaken, Skeener, you're back in the lair, aren't you?
I am, finally.
Yeah, buddy.
Good Lord. Yeah, it feels nice. I was, a long time. I don't know when we flooded, but like 6 months, I think.
At least.
Doing everything from the dining room table, but the basement is back operational. I'm back down here, got a little more space, got my big TV back for gaming and watching. So yeah, excited.
I'm excited for you, man. I'm happy that you're back in the lair. I was genuinely.
It'll be a better place for us to live stream WrestleMania from. That's for sure.
Ooh, yeah, because that is coming up, folks. That is coming up.
10 weeks.
We got Elimination Chamber in like 2 weeks?
I think so.
I think Elimination Chamber is in 2 weeks, and then the next stop is WrestleMania. We're going to be there. And listen, some of us currently, because we have not had to deal with injuries and stuff like that, we're a little more prepared for WrestleMania than WWE is. It's sad to say, but
I'll break the news to you. Chelsea Green has a broken ankle.
What?
Yeah, she just posted that.
When did this happen? Like, what? When did this happen?
Just right now, I guess on SmackDown, but just right now she confirmed that she has a broken ankle.
Oh
So
my God. Look, we'll get to that, man. Skeena, just tell them where to listen. I'm upset now.
well, if you want to catch the Lariat Lounge, audio only for the time being, for the next 3 episodes, we're coming at you wherever you get your podcasts once a week, every week. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your shows, we're there. We're over on Instagram at the Lariat Lounge Podcast. And as always, you can send us an email at the Lariat Lounge at gmail.com.
Yes, you can reach us in all of those places. And listen, we got an email this week.
We do.
Finally got an email after weeks and months of begging and pleading for you all to make the email happy. Feed it something. The email was Ryback. Okay. It was constantly talking about feed me.
The email's a little better than that.
And say what now?
I said the email's a little better than that. Don't bury the email like that.
I'm burying the email because the email got no love, and that's how Ryback got, right? No love. And so, but he's been fed now at least something. Thank you, Gage. We will read that email. Should we read it at the top of the show or at the end?
Yeah, let's do it at the top because I think that was our promise.
Okay, it was a promise, and we will honor that promise. And moving forward, we'll read emails at the end of the show. But
okay.
If you are enjoying this podcast, if you are liking what we're doing, if you're looking forward to the new format at episode 50, if you're looking forward to WrestleMania, even without Chelsea Green and Braun Breaker, Jesus, give us a like rating wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast. It really is free for you, and it means the world to us. So we genuinely do appreciate it. But hey, enough with the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. Skeena, you've got an email for us.
I do. Got an email from our good buddy, Gage Johnson. Loyal listener, loyal friend, great dude all around. Wants to talk about something we brought up 2 weeks ago now.
Okay.
Talking about Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. The Demon Finn Balor from Extreme Rules 2021, which I attended with Gage. So
okay.
This is I believe that was Columbus, and yeah. So we were there, and he just wants to talk about it because if I recall, Everson, you were not as kind and did not look back on this match with the fondness.
I didn't look back very fondly on the heartbeat thing. That was my only thing, was like the heartbeat thing kind of didn't land on television the way it might have landed in person.
So yeah. Exactly. So I think Gage listened to that and he did a rewatch to see if it hit the same for him.
Yeah.
And he wants to know, first off, why was Roman's hair so wet? But I can answer that because it needs to be. It needs to be. Again, it needed to be wet, and he needed to throw that mask on before he went into the crowd. Got a great pandemic pop for that. Says, anyways, good back and forth match to start. Roman getting a mask before entering the crowd was fantastic. One of my favorite memories. Got a few fun spots, then back to the ring. Balor hits a coup de grace and almost wins before the regularly scheduled Bloodline beatdown, which gave us the, of course, this is how it ends feeling. But it's the Demon, so he gets his comeback before getting speared through the barrier. Everyone's down, lights are dimmed, the heartbeat starts. The breathe in from the music is perfectly timed with the Demon getting to his feet. The energy in the arena changed. We all knew we were about to witness the end of a 391-day title run. Quick beatdown and into the ring for the finish. Then it happened. The rope snap. The crowd let out an audible, oh. The music stopped. Lights came back on. And before the spear and the pinfall, the arena was quiet. We went from the highest high to the lowest low in just a few minutes, and Skeens walked out with his one in the air. Correct. Very correct. I watched the match back before sending this email, which is why it's a week late, and still got goosebumps from the last few minutes of the match. My wife, however, is still traumatized by this. Still to this day, she cannot watch a wrestling show without a couple of phrases like, hey, the rope didn't break this time, or So Ivar could be on the top rope, but Finn can't? Got it.
Facts.
Sorry for not keeping this short and sweet, but want to let you guys know I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to listening to many, many more episodes and watching everything grow. Your friend, Gage Johnson.
First of all, thank you,
So,
Gage.
yes.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Genuinely appreciate that. You know, ironically, Skeener, I happen to actually have watched this match back recently. I don't go back and watch stuff, but I watched this match ironically before I got the email.
And how apropos is it that Finn mentioned the rope break on Monday?
He did. I'm glad he did.
He did, or Punk did. I forget who brought it up.
It was Finn. He talked about how Rowan took advantage.
This is an unintentionally timely callback.
It is. So
I mean,
listen,
WWE knew because someone's listening to the podcast.
Yeah, yes,
and
they're
they
listening to the
had to
podcast.
reference it.
They're listening to the podcast, obviously. Or there's a video that is on YouTube. I don't know the name of the content creator, but he makes these really interesting, like 30 to 40 minute, like documentary type films. And he made one about Finn Balor. And I think it's called like Finn Balor, the Prince Who Never Became King. And
I feel like I've seen, I'm gonna look this up.
You might have seen it. It's like a white background, and I think it's got like Finn Balor.
I mean, the title kind of calls out to me as familiar, but I'm not sure I've ever watched.
Listen, the title is very good. It's a very catchy title. He titles his videos pretty well. But I watched
the Prince Who Never Became King.
Yeah, the Prince Who Never Became King.
And no, this was recent. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Ago. Okay.
And so I watched this not too long ago, and it was really good. And it chronicles Finn Balor's career back in Ireland and how he got started, his road through New Japan, the creation of the Bullet Club, and his leaving New Japan, coming to NXT, making a splash in NXT, and then getting to the main roster and having all of the momentum in the world behind him until he gets injured in the match where he wins the inaugural Universal Championship. And he comes back from that injury, and he's never really been seen as the guy again. And he's gone through these iterations where he gets some momentum and they're doing a little something with him, and then they just back off of it. And they contextualize the match against CM Punk in Ireland during the European tour, and how Finn's expression at the end of that match mirrored his expression when he had to relinquish the Universal Championship 24 hours after winning it. And it's the look of a man who realizes that this is the most he's ever going to get. And it's kind of sad because when you look back at Finn's career, how pivotal his career was to some really major elements of pop culture in pro wrestling, right? I remember watching clips of Finn Balor back before he went to New Japan. I think it was before he went to New Japan. And he was doing a lot of the Fergal Devitt gimmicks that he used to do. And they were always really cool, like his gimmick entrances, and they were really interesting. And
you're talking about like the different paints and outfits and stuff.
Yes. They were always really interesting. And I don't recall a ton of people really moving like that before he was doing it, right? And it was really cool to watch the formation of the Bullet Club when I watched this little documentary, which I did not know, and don't shoot me, I've never claimed to be that wrestling guy, okay? But I did not know that Tama Tonga was an original member of the Bullet Club.
Oh, yes.
I did not know that. And so...
kind of the only reason I knew who he was Bullet Club stuff.
So yeah, I did. I didn't know that when I see him on the screen going, yeah. I'm looking at greatness. Didn't realize that. Which also then makes me kind of like, okay, I genuinely hope that WWE is trying to utilize this guy. You know what I'm saying? More than just part of the MFTs or MFT. Like My Family Tree is not the My Family Tree, but
yeah.
I hope they're trying to utilize him.
Did they say that?
They've said it both ways a bunch of times.
Like as representing the MFT.
Yes, because it rolls off the tongue because the MFT sounds like the name, right? But my family tree, you don't put a V in front of that. And originally, when they were originally doing it, they were saying it that way. But you know, I just like they probably just, you know, grammatically, phonetically make mistakes, and so it's fine. But I hope that they're setting him up to do some things that are very different and outside of MFT.
Are you talking? Oh, Tama?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had a singles match this Friday, so.
Who do you wrestle, Shinsuke?
It's a start. Yeah, Shinsuke.
Yeah, it is a start. It is a start. How do you feel about his finisher?
They'll have an opportunity since we got a 3-hour SmackDown to fill. So,
I mean, this is true. This is true, and it doesn't look like Johnny Gargano is going to get out of his depression anytime soon. So,
no, but
do you think he's leaving?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time worrying about it either way.
I was just curious because I heard somebody say something like that, like it's possible he could be leaving too. But I don't follow contracts.
I don't get that indication,
but then again, did we get the indication from Tommaso Ciampa either?
He did just like disappear from TV.
He just kind of disappeared, and then he showed up on AEW. So, I mean, it's anybody's guess, and I think that's the only reason why I'm saying it is because Tommaso left, and now Johnny Gargano's laying face down on carts and. He's depressed because he lost the mask that he stole. And I don't know. It's so interesting because I understand that everyone who comes up to the main roster cannot be superstars, right? Like there's just not enough room at the top of the mountain for everyone to be there. I totally get that. And I'm not even saying that I particularly expected Johnny Gargano to be at the top of the mountain because I don't think I really did. But it's just really interesting when you see the trajectory kind of take its course. It's still interesting to watch.
Yeah, it truly is. Like, the audience is different. I think the NXT audience is just so, I don't know, predisposed to liking everyone. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
They don't ever really, they're not just ever silent for people. I mean, this is the crowd that, and I know it's been a long time ago, but like lost their shit for Adam Rose every single time. And no way Jose. And like sometimes it just doesn't work. And it seems like the main roster audience that may have more casual fans in it doesn't feel the connection that necessitates appreciating everyone's work and reacting to everyone like they may, deserve, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to lay down that it's a different audience.
Yeah. Well, now listen, I believe there's a genuine reason for why the transition doesn't always happen. And I think it's a pretty easy one to understand too. Not that people wouldn't get it, but if you consider it, it makes sense. And that is proximity. So NXT is typically, aside from its PLEs, a stationary show. It's like a territory house show, right?
Yes.
That happens every week at the same spot. Because of that, you get the same people coming over and over and over again, right? When you get that, you build these type of bonds with characters that you watch develop, right? You get invested in these stories in a way that is different than if the show is traveling from town to town and place to place.
It's this is the home team.
This is the home team that you're cheering and booing because that's your role. And you play it really well because you are the consistent studio audience. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the crowds that are different in every city. And that's why you have people getting behind folks like you were stating, the No Way Jose and Adam Rose, right? When they're in NXT, because you're able to buy into these micro stories that are underneath the larger ones. Because it's all part of the show.
I was hoping we got a No Way Jose return at the Rumble.
That never crossed my mind.
Just one time. Just one time. Just give me one more conga line. That's all I need.
I think WWE might have had his name on the call sheet, and somebody probably looked at it and just read it wrong. Like they probably saw No Way Jose and was like, "Oh, well, there's no one to call here," or maybe somebody else was above them.
I feel like MBS. I feel like the Crown Prince has to be a No Way Jose fan.
I don't know. Listen. Listen. Right now, if I were, you know what? This is for a different podcast. I'm just gonna say that, listen, I hope none of them Saudi people are in them files. I hope none of them Saudi people are in them files, though, because there's definitely some Saudi prince names that showed up there. But hey, listen, WWE is they definitely have a history of dealing with people who have, allegations. So they ain't shy as long as the money and the checks clear. They down for business. But yeah, I don't think I think if you're cutting past all that, yeah, I don't know if he's a No Way Jose fan. Maybe Adam Rose, but definitely not No Way Jose.
I'd take him one more time. I'd like one more appearance with him.
Yeah, I can't say that I wouldn't pass on that. But hey, you know what? Listen, if he showed up, I would be like, oh. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna be real with you. If he showed up in the Rumble, I'd be like, they wasted a spot on No Way Jose. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know who couldn't get a spot in the Rumble? Finn Balor. If No Way Jose showed up, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect impetus for the fact, because like you said, I had no spot, but yet No Way Jose is in the Rumble. You could say that about La Parka too. Where'd he come from? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's suspicious.
I'm digging what they're doing with Finn Balor. Almost, we can go ahead and talk about it. So we get the continuation of the story on Raw. Michael Cole is about to conduct an interview with Punk in the ring, and Finn Balor comes out before Punk gets in the ring and demands his rematch. And we get everyone come into the ring. First we get Adam Pearce, right? Or did Punk come out?
I believe we do get Adam Pearce.
Yeah, we get Adam Pearce. I just wasn't sure on the order. But for the first time, what really interested me is, for the first time that I can remember, we actually talk about, or Adam Pearce goes like, no, Finn, you're not getting this match because we've got this big WrestleMania main event set up. Like, it's CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and I'm not going to screw that up to give you a title match. And I don't remember them ever acknowledging that angle in this. Because I was like, okay, this is cool, because I don't know if I want to see this match now, because we all know he's not going to win because we have this main event coming up and they're not going to screw that up. But then they kind of go back on it. And I was almost like, I think it's going to be a great match, and I think they're going to do things with it, because if anyone doesn't know, Adam Pearce doesn't want to make the match, but CM Punk demands the match in order to kick Finn's ass, as he says. And I like the angle they're playing with it. And I know, CM Punk can't not have matches forever, but it does almost take some sting out of it that the result is 99% a foregone conclusion, because we aren't going to punt away Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania.
No, certainly not after last week's promo, right?
Yes.
That's not going anywhere. I'll be honest with you. I had mixed feelings about this. So yeah, I did. I
did too. I liked the part I said, but then I would have liked it better had Finn come out there and demanded the match, and they said, no, Finn, we've got this big main event. We're not screwing it up for you. And then that just fuels him more. But I get they've got to have a match. Punk's got to wrestle in Chicago. But I liked the angle of after Pearce makes the match, or just before, he looks at Punk and says, do not screw this up for me. And then Michael Cole, when he gets to the interview with CM Punk, he's just like, what are you doing, man? Why are you wrestling this match when you've got this huge main event coming up? And, Punk did the whole babyface, I'm going to be a fighting champion and all that. But I thought the most interesting parts were the acknowledgement, we got this WrestleMania match that's bigger than this Finn Balor match. And I always think it would have served Finn's story of feeling disrespected, like he's saying he has been, better, for them to keep playing up no, Finn, we're not giving you this match. There are quote unquote bigger things that are happening, and we're not jeopardizing it for you.
Oh, I agree. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is
okay.
I think that was
sorry to steal
it
from
good.
you.
No, I think that was the better way to go. I have mixed feelings about it, because I like the idea of Finn stepping up, speaking out on these things that a lot of us wrestling fans have been thinking about, right? Particularly when Finn addressed the top turnbuckle break, right? When he addressed the top turnbuckle break and he talked about Roman taking advantage, right, of that situation. I love that. I love him talking about that. And listen, the fans absolutely remembered and they absolutely popped a bit for that. And so I can appreciate that. I can appreciate Finn's determination to not be denied. I can appreciate that too. The part that I'm struggling with, however, is the fact that unless you are planning something WWE that's going to involve CM Punk, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns, I'm not sure why you do this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not entirely sure why you do this, because unless you're going to do this triple threat type deal, right? Or some shenanigan tomfoolery where the belt moves around a few times before we get to WrestleMania. Like, you set Finn up to take 2 L's back to back. And listen, maybe this leads to something. Maybe it leads to something where they're planning something for Finn Balor after WrestleMania to give the man a push that has to do with the disintegration of the Judgment Day, because we still have not returned to that aspect of the story for real yet. So
we got a little bit backstage.
We did, but what I'm saying is we didn't hint at where the story is going. We got an interaction with them backstage, but we need to get back to why and how the Judgment Day dismantle, because I think that is going to be intrinsically tied to whatever it is that they're trying to do with Dirty Dom, whatever they're trying to do with Liv and Raquel and Roxanne, and most certainly with Finn. And we got to get back to that space. And they're stirring the pot now because WrestleMania is afoot, and they are doing things with the girls and they're doing things with the guys. Except Dom, because he really hasn't been back in the ring yet. But they're doing things. And so maybe they're setting something up for after WrestleMania. I'm not entirely sure.
That's what it feels like.
The thing I can't
So I hope they find a way out of this match where it doesn't we don't just beat Finn again. But I don't know how else you do it.
I'm going to tell you what I don't want to see. And I say that fully understanding that if the story is told right, it'll work out fine and I'll be happy. But what I don't want to see is Roman Reigns beat CM Punk at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't want to see that because I feel like Roman had been on top for so long. To see him with the World Championship again right now, and to do it off the back of Punk at WrestleMania when he gets to go in as a champion, like he's not going to get the W. He's not going to get the dub as champ in the main event of WrestleMania. To rob him of that moment, I genuinely don't like it, right? But what would really upset me is if Finn was a part of that. And not part of the match, but like if Finn got involved and cost Punk. You know what I'm saying? The title. That to me,
luckily,
would not
I do not
great.
foresee that, but I get that. I guess, that is a legitimate worry, but I don't know where they're going with this. There's ways to do it that will nullify all my complaints here, but like for the time being, my concern is like, why acknowledge that it's not worth risking this match, this huge CM Punk Roman Reigns match, but then we do it anyways.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, if you're not going to, if Punk is not going to drop the title, to me, that's where the crux is, right? If Punk is not going to drop the title, then bringing this up at all is pointless. Like, because it just serves to make Finn look bad, and listen, like I said, granted, they could have something in the works that's planned that they're working on, and that's fine. I am more than happy in this space of professional wrestling to be completely wrong about everything. I have no problem with that. It's fun. So I'm fine with the idea that I could be completely wrong here. But the way it feels is if you bring this up and Adam Pearce in the ring talking with Punk about, we're not doing this, we're not jeopardizing our main event at WrestleMania. I'm just like, it really serves to put Finn in his place indirectly.
Yeah,
And
which is the part I like because it gives him more to complain about and makes him more justified in his complaints.
oh, I agree. It makes him far more relevant in the story. My issue is not that. My issue is the fact that if you do this, which you did, right, and it does add some gravitas to this, is he just going to take an L at Elimination Chamber?
Seemingly.
I mean, listen,
because you're right. Unless we think we're going to hot potato the title a couple times, but I don't see what that serves other than a little bit of interest and intrigue for a week or two.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I am I'm squarely in the position of wait and see, right? Because they could be cooking up something that we are not aware of. In fact, I almost guarantee they are.
That's what
You know, they've got some cards in play that we just don't.
We don't see the way out of this that they know they have. Essentially.
Yep. And so, you know, I'm willing to, you know, put my hands up and just be like, you know what? Let's sit back and wait and see, because they're probably cooking up something that will be fun and interesting and intriguing. And, you know, that is obviously what we're all here for. But we will have a championship match at Elimination Chamber in Chicago. And Finn did say he's going to get his lick back on Punk's home turf this time, because Punk got his on Finn's home turf. And I listen, if they were to pull a fast one here and have Finn beat Punk, I'm always about surprises. They're always fun to me. But I do think that, you know, how we get to wherever it is we're going seems very cloudy to me. And there's no idea that I can say in this particular situation that has me fully on board with like, yeah, that's cool. Because right now these pieces are only connected via Punk and Roman, and only connected via Punk and Finn, right? And we had Finn mention Roman in that promo, but we haven't had Roman mention Finn at all. Now, if we get another appearance of Roman Reigns before WrestleMania.
We do. They announced his schedule to...
Oh, did they? So he's showing up for work?
Six times in the next 9 weeks. 6 of the next 9 Raws he'll be on.
So he's about to burn 6 of his 12 appearances for the year.
Maybe.
Between now and
let me tell you. Our next one is Monday, March 2nd.
Okay.
And then we get March 16th, March 23rd, March 30th, and then April 13th on the Go Home Raw.
Yeah, he's spreading them out.
At least that's what's advertised. So.
Yeah. And
I doubt he will show up. Maybe one unadvertised time, but I wouldn't count on too many.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen,
frankly, story-wise, he doesn't need to right now. He has his championship match, and it's set.
True. I mean, but if Finn is going to be factored into this, we need to have him at least in one of these 6 appearances that he has mention Finn Balor and their history.
Which I believe he won't. Roman will not appear until after Elimination Chamber.
Well, yeah. Well, listen, that makes sense because we're focused on Punk and Balor. So, I mean, that works.
It'll be the Monday after Elimination Chamber. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be there to talk about whoever the champion is, which we're assuming right now is going to be CM Punk. But who knows? They could pull an old school Attitude Era swerve on us.
Yeah, they could definitely do that too.
And I don't think even if Finn were to win, he gets to WrestleMania as the champion, but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, listen, there's a world where Finn could win and carry the title into WrestleMania and then lose to Punk, and Punk win the championship again at Mania. Because that's where they were going last year. I believe. And then something happened. Did Punk get injured?
When?
Because I feel like there were plans last year.
I legitimately have no idea.
No. Because that whole match didn't even involve the title.
Yeah, I think we believed this year Seth was going to hold it until WrestleMania and Punk would take it from Seth.
Oh, you mean last year, 2025?
Well, I was talking this year until Seth got hurt. I think we were both of the mind that Punk was going to beat Seth at WrestleMania.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I said last year, because that was last year when Seth held the title, right? When did he get hurt?
Yes. Uh,
Because it's only February, so he had to.
after he got fake hurt, sometime October-ish, I want
Okay,
to say.
yeah, okay, but that was still last year. Okay, so that's why I said last year because
Yeah,
Seth held the title, he got hurt, right, and then the title got vacated.
yeah.
Um,
Seth had a fake injury and a real injury all in the same year.
yeah, that's wild. But listen, we'll have to wait and see what they do. You know, I trust WWE at this point to put together something that is going to be fun and interesting, and we'll see. I hope Finn Balor ties in this story more than just through Elimination Chamber, because I think the man deserves it, and I give all of that due to A, Finn Balor in his career, and B, the fact that documentary let me know about all this stuff that I didn't really know about Finn Balor. So, did you pull it up on your computer, Skeeter? That the prince who never became king.
I did earlier. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, I wish I knew the name of that YouTube.
Oh,
I'd shout him out.
Wrestle Fun.
Oh, that's it. Wrestle Fun. If you guys are listening, go check out Wrestle Fun's channel on YouTube.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of good videos. So.
They are. I watched a couple of them. I know I watched the prince who never became king, and there's another one I watched.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of these are good. Yeah, or at least the ideas intrigue me.
Yeah. Yeah, there are. They are. I think I watched at least 2, maybe 3. I just don't remember which ones I watched. But they're pretty good. They're pretty well done. Pretty good quality. I don't know if this is AI or not. I am lost in the sauce right now when it comes to AI, but those are good videos. Those ones that I watch are really good. So check it out. It's interesting stuff. Nice watch for sure. So let's talk about. So Maxine is injured. We got 2 injuries, right? We got Braun Breaker. We got Maxine Dupree. Not Maxine Dupree. I'm sorry. Chelsea Green.
Chelsea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So she must have got hurt in this Tiffany Stratton match with Lash Legend.
Yes, because what she posted on Instagram was, like it was an in character thing. Like Chelsea breaks ankle, finishes match. People cheer. Essentially.
I don't even remember when that happened.
I don't either.
I don't even remember when that happened. But...
And to be honest, SmackDown is always fuzzy to me by the time especially, quote unquote undercard matches on SmackDown will not jump out to me by the time we record this. So I do not remember either.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's typically a longer ways away.
I mean, we love Chelsea. I don't think that's surprised anyone, but yeah, she must have got hurt in this qualifying match.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That is unfortunate. I don't know if WWE. I don't know if WWE had factored her into any of their plans for Mania, but man, like that.
Well, she wasn't going to be in the Elimination Chamber, but
okay.
I think she would have had a spot doing something. You have to think.
Yeah. Well, listen, no better time than now. If she was going to be in the Elimination Chamber, and she's not going to be in it now, obviously, unless you're going to replace her faction entirely, you could put Alba Fire in there. I think that woman is very good, criminally underrated, and doesn't really get used properly.
Chelsea lost her qualifying match because that's what she got hurt.
Right,
because it was Lash versus Chelsea versus Tiffany, and Tiffany won to get in the Elimination Chamber.
That's true. So do we know who's in? Do we know who are the people that are going to be in the women's Elimination Chamber currently?
We have 2 that are qualified. We had Tiffany qualified in that triple threat on SmackDown, and then was it No, it was not the main event of Raw. There was a men's. Who was it? It was Rhea versus Lyra versus Ivy Nile. And Rhea won.
Rhea won.
To the surprise of no one.
That did not surprise me, not at all. But at the very same time, way to put on a show, Ivy Nile.
Yeah, it was a good match. Her Ivy Nile's thing is not going to be not being good enough in the ring. It's going to be she's got to find a character that steps beyond what she has now, essentially.
Yeah. I'm going to be real with you. I think Ivy Nile could really do well with the I'm just happy to be here person. Like, I think some people, when they go that route, it's boring. And I'm not saying that I know it's not going to be boring for her, but that match kind of showed me that okay, I knew she could go, but man, like you're in there with Rhea Ripley and you're in there with Lyra Valkyria. And Lyra is newer to the main roster, but it's very clear and it's always been clear that Lyra can go. Like the girl can wrestle. And when you put Ivy Nile in that match, I don't think it was any doubt in anyone's mind that Ivy Nile was the smaller wheel on that tricycle. And, but man, did she show out. She really showed out. And I feel like if she were to just be able to continue to go into matches and just show out and not necessarily come out there with a scowl on her face and change her godforsaken music. Like you got to get away from the Kurt Angle cadence because the fans are always going to chant "you suck." And
we had multiple music debuts tonight, I think, or not tonight on Raw.
Well, I mean, who else did we get?
We got new Natty music.
Okay, we heard Natty. So
I don't think so. I don't think we'd heard the new mix.
Is this the first time she wrestled since her gimmick change?
I think so. Yeah.
Wait, she was in the Rumble.
Oh, what? Yeah,
she was in the Rumble. That's where I heard it. It was in the Rumble.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. And this is our first new Maxine music, right?
Oh, she's got.
Or did we hear that in the Rumble too? Yeah, but we didn't get to hear unless what we heard was the very, very end of the Alpha Academy music because she got a commercial break entrance. It was definitely not a part of any song I had heard before. I'll put it that way.
That's interesting. I did not even notice that.
I think she got new music.
Well, good for her. I'm gonna have to go on YouTube and look that up later on because I love a good entrance music change. And, if it's a good one, it's a good one. If it's not, it's Stephanie Vaquer's new music. It's not great. Though I'll say this, I like Natty's new music.
Yeah, it was good.
I genuinely like Natty's new music. I wish, for the love of all that is good, I wish that someone would just sit Natty down and just tell her, look, you've got a pretty decent gimmick here, right? I think it could work. Don't go out there and overact. I think she over exaggerates way too much. She overacts way too much. She's walking to the ring. And I'm sitting there just thinking, if you were just walking to the ring and you just kept a blank face, just expressionless, you could have sold that as someone who is very, very confident in her ability to F you up. And she's good. I got on a little bender the other day watching videos of people who think they can fight and get knocked out by people who can really fight.
Yeah.
YouTube catches you sometimes, doesn't it? Like it just gets you in you catch something and next thing you know, you spent the last 2 hours watching videos like that. So that's what got me. And one thing I noticed, and it's funny that this is relevant, but the one thing I noticed, right, is that whenever these guys who call themselves street champs and street fighters and stuff like that, whenever they walk into these gyms and challenge people, particularly MMA gyms, but it doesn't have to just be MMA. It could be MMA, it could be boxing, whatever, right? The one thing you notice is that these dudes that are in these gyms have a demeanor and an aura about them that is almost like, I could give an F less who you are. I can F you up. I know I can F you up. So it's no overacting. It's just like, dude, whatever. You want to come in here? Come on, I'm going to F you up. And that's the aura that they carry. And as a PSA, folks, if you're ever outside and you got a few drinks in you and you're getting a little brave and you walk up to somebody and you kind of buck at them and they stare at you with a blank expression, just walk away. Because I watched too many videos to not see this coming, right? That person that's got this blank expression, who's not really flinching when you're doing anything, he's probably about to drop you before you blink. And it's not going to be good. But Natty could sell that. There's nobody currently in the WWE space, women's wise, that occupy that, right? You don't have a Shayna Baszler. You don't have a Ronda Rousey. You know what I'm saying? You could occupy that space. And I feel like she's trying to do that in a way, in her own way, but she's overacting.
Yeah, the entrance didn't get me, but I thought she was overdoing it when she had the sharpshooter on
Oh, there too.
Maxine on the table. And just that, yeah, that face was a little much for me.
It's a little much. And I think it holds her back because it seems like you're trying to play a character.
Trying too hard, yeah.
Yeah, you're trying too hard to play a character, and it just does not land. It does not land. But you know who else kind of overacts a bit too, and I can give her a little bit more grace because she's newer.
Oh, well, you were going to go a different way.
Oh, well, so sure you're talking about the same person, right, Maxine?
No.
Oh,
I was going to go a different way.
Okay, I think it does not work.
Becky also overdoes it, but it works for me.
Oh, but that's her character, though.
Right.
And Becky, listen, there's a difference between. So let me define, because I need to define this first before I speak this, because I definitely worded this a certain way, and I want to make sure that the wording fits the definition. So there's a difference, in my opinion, between like over exaggerating and overdoing it. So I think Becky's character is a character who overdoes it.
Right, which is why it works in everything.
It's outfits,
her talking, the reactions, everything.
Yes, she overdoes it, and that works for her character, right? And listen, at this point, guys, we already know she's kind of channeling Trump energy because she's giving people like weird, funny nicknames all the time. And she's overdoing it with everything, and her reaction.
About that, but yeah, I do like the nicknames.
She gives people the nicknames, right? She overdoes it on everything. She over exaggerates her statistics on everything she does, right? Like it's giving first term Trump, and it works because it just plays into her character, and she doesn't over exaggerate it so much that it seems like parody. Over exaggerating is what Natty does. It's over exaggerating and overacting what Maxine does, right? Case in point, Maxine was in this sharpshooter, okay? Now, Maxine has been in this sharpshooter before. So, and she's been in this sharpshooter like as long as she was in this one. It's not like she was in it for an amount of time that exceeded modern belief, but she was in it. Now, I get it. Sell it, that it hurts, it's painful, terrible. In comes AJ Lee. AJ Lee comes in. Natty breaks the hold, walks away. Very Rusev. I like it. But then when AJ Lee is helping Maxine is like, she's not only hobbling, right? But she's got this like puppy dog that got hit by a car look that she's staring in AJ's face. Like, I don't know what happened. And like, what do you mean? You got a sharpshooter on the table. You know exactly what happened. Like, it was the same look that she gave when Natty turned on her. And she was like, how could you do this? I don't understand. How could you do that? No one talks like that. No one acts like that. And it's the one thing with Maxine that I genuinely don't like, and I refuse to give a pass because I want her to get better, because I do like her, and I do think that she's got a lot of upside. And if she could just get over that hurdle, I think she'd be so much better. But it can be hard if it's not in you, because Natty has not been able to master this in 20 years.
Yeah, she hasn't.
she has not been able to master this in 20 years. And it kind of sucks because I like this character and I like Natty as a person. I just wish that she could take some professional like acting lessons. It worked wonders for Cody.
Yeah.
Like take some professional acting lessons and just learn how to hone it in.
Raheem, I heard.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Don't call him that for nothing.
Did you see that Instagram? I think it was an Instagram post that Brandy Rhodes replied to or responded to. Where I don't know.
No, I remember when she was on his show one of the times they talked about.
Yeah, he asked him did it bother her, and she was like, "No, it doesn't bother me," and stuff like that. But it was apparently like some Instagram post, and
now we know why it doesn't bother her.
Yeah, dude. Well, we already knew. We already knew what they were talking about, so she already knew why it didn't bother her. The Instagram post was there, and I can't remember exactly what was on it, but it was some type of like meme, right? And it
I mean,
had in
I've
the
seen the
writing.
memes. I've seen all the Cody memes essentially.
Yeah, and I guess her response to one about like Raheem, she was like, I mean, she's not wrong. And it's
It's
like, all right, okay, all
I
right,
thought that I thought that was a good one from Cody. I loved that
let's just let's
'cause it's just
leave.
so out of pocket.
It is. And listen, I don't know. I guess Drew must have called him out on that when he did his promo about like, I don't know, not having the
He
balls to
called
do
him,
something or
well, he called him Raheem too when he was mentioning people. He's like Roman Reigns, Raheem.
I
I don't
didn't
know.
I didn't catch
They're
that.
probably just that's probably just them making themselves laugh, just
Maybe so.
popping the boys, as they say.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I didn't get it at the time. I guess I get it now. Uh
Oh, you
Listen,
didn't?
I didn't catch it.
Oh,
It went over my head. Um but I get it now.
well, do you want to
Listen,
explain? Do you want to explain it for the listeners?
no,
No.
no.
Okay.
We can leave
Okay.
Cody's big dick energy on
Okay.
on the show. And I hope they don't have to necessarily go back to this over and over and over again.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I hope we don't. We're good. But hey, listen, I don't write the show. You guys do what you do. Let's see.
Do we
Okay.
think? Do we think someone wrote that for him, or I, I can't believe that a writer wrote that for him. That had to
Um,
be him.
you know what? So I don't think a writer wrote that for him, but I certainly don't think Cody went off script.
No, I think yeah. I
I
mean, it
think
was
Cody
definitely
planned to
approved,
say
but
that. He planned to say that because I mean, Cody is, from what I have gathered on based on like interviews that I've seen, Cody pre-plans everything he says, which that's what an actor would do. You know what I mean? Like the acting school would teach you to do that unless you do improv, right? I think he rehearses his lines through and through, and so he knew he was going to say that. But no, I don't think somebody in the writers' room was like, "Hey, you should talk about your big dick energy, Cody." That would be fun. Um, so no, no. So Obafemi with another squash match. This time the victim is Kit Wilson.
well,
Uh,
yeah.
this time it was Kit Wilson. The toxic masculinity ran him over. Bro, there's little things. Listen, if you've been listening to this podcast, you all know that I am a huge mark for entrances and I'm a huge mark for getting timing right. When you set up an entrance in such a way that you can prep and prime the audience to set them up for the pop in a way that makes the entrance either flow smoothly, go off perfectly, or you do the entrance in a way that just times the background, times the Tron with the audio in a certain way that just makes the entrance come off like, oh, I love this stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Kit Wilson is in the ring. He is preaching about the adverse effects of toxic masculinity in the locker room and how
And hey, shout out to Kit. He got the crowd with him. He got him chanting "toxic." So that's
listen.
something.
We always need a Tyler Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
We always need these characters. And I don't say that disparagingly. I love Tyler Breeze. And we always need these characters to kind of fill these spots. And, that's one of the reasons why I love Chelsea Green. Do I think that they're ever going to really put Chelsea Green at the top? I hope so, but it may not. But Chelsea plays her role when she plays it well. And that's why I love Chelsea Green. And Kit Wilson seems to be embracing this spot and he's organically getting over with the fans. And so, yeah, keep bringing him up here and let him talk about toxic masculinity and all these things. It's fun. So he's preaching about the ills of toxic masculinity and how he's going to be the person to root them out. And then the lights go green. Skeena, the whole crowd pops before the music plays. These are the little things, in my opinion, that just make something that's really good, really great, right? And people are already fully on board with Oba and his entrance. They love the strut. You know what I'm saying? They love to chant Oba. They're just down with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you start his entrance before his music hits with just the lights turning green, and then the music goes and the crowd loses it when the lights go green, when you bathe the ring in that emerald green and the crowd loses it, you've got something there.
Yeah, they definitely do.
You know what I mean? You got something there. And, I think you'd be a fool to think that WWE does not notice this and that they're not going to capitalize. Because, I mean, they don't just be giving, they give squash matches to people who they feel like have a lot of potential. Whether that always pans out, I think it works less times than it does, than it does work. But listen, Oba is on one. He is on one. The fans love him. The dude is a freaking hoss. I watched him work out with Sheamus on the Celtic workouts the other day.
Oh, they did one? I haven't seen that.
They did. I watched that one. And listen, this dude, oh my gosh, bro. I mean, he's doing these standing shoulder presses with like 350 as a warm-up. Holy that's wild. That is wild. And Sheamus is barely keeping up, and Sheamus is a big boy. You know what I'm saying? But like Sheamus is a gym rat, so he's definitely doing it. I'm not saying he wasn't keeping up.
Yeah.
But like he won't throwing them things up the way Oba was throwing them up. You know what I'm saying? And he kept going up.
Yeah.
At one point, Sheamus topped out at where he was going to go, right? And like Oba's just throwing it up. And I mean, that's wild. And the workout they go through, it legitimately gasses Sheamus a few times. And Oba is just still going. Like the dude is a freaking hoss. He's a legitimate hoss. And he is intelligent. Like you can tell the dude's a college graduate when you hear him like talk. Because listen to him talk to Sheamus. Like the dude is just really smart. And I think that really bodes well for how the company views you as a top guy. Because if you look at anyone who the company really deems as, hey, you could be like one of our top guys, they're always somebody who is physically impressive. They enrapture the crowd, but also there's somebody that you can send on Good Morning America, somebody that you can send on the Today Show, somebody that you can, you know what I'm saying, send on TV commercials, and they can talk. They're very eloquent. They're smart. Roman Reigns has it. Cena had it. And like, my goodness, this dude, when you hear him talk, dude, I am so freaking hyped at the prospect of Oba beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And I want it to be a squash match. I know we did it a few years ago with Goldberg, but like, I would give Brock Lesnar a pass to come back into WWE after WrestleMania and do a decent storyline about how he kind of feels like maybe he's fallen off. You know what I mean? And give him some airtime to tell a good story. If we go into WrestleMania, Brock is Brock, because he always is Brock, right? Oba comes out, the bell rings, and Oba destroys Brock in under 2 minutes. And you'd have a Brock that's like, what is happening? I would be down for a Brock storyline through SummerSlam where it's like he's trying to figure out like does he even belong here anymore?
It'd be interesting. I just could never see that with Brock. Even if he lost,
squashed or the storyline?
Even if he got squashed, because he's got squashed before, and it's like he's almost like it doesn't really matter.
Sure,
like he'll just be like, "You got my ass beat. Move on. Keep showing up and kicking asses." I think it'd be interesting. I don't know if Brock Lesnar would show up enough, nor does he have the depth in his character repertoire to do that.
I would like to see them try. I mean, like, Brock is a better talker than a lot of people give him credit for.
Yes.
But he's not like the best by no means.
No, I think he's good at what he has like gotten into, like the groove he's found lately, being the last, 5-6 years when he talks.
Yeah. And listen, I feel like you could lean into what Brock does well and still tell that story. Right? Not everyone who's questioning whether they got it anymore has to be sad, right? They could just believe that I don't have it anymore. You know what I mean? And he could be mad cool about it. Because I could see, listen, everybody's retiring. From that era, a lot of people are retiring, right?
And according to John Cena, also maybe Brock Lesnar, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, listen, you have Oba crush him, squash him at Mania, right? And then maybe you release like something on WWE.com. It's like breaking news on WWE.com. And, it's like what's his name? Michael Cole had like a little sit down with Brock, right? And you can just release a little snippet, not even a video, just like the a excerpt from the interview, right? Where Brock says something like, "Yeah, after that Mania loss, I just don't know if I got it anymore, Cole. I don't know if I got it." That little bit would be enough for the Brock Lesnar stands to be like, "Wait a minute, Brock. Come on, dude. You still got it. Come on. Really?" And Brock ain't got to be around much. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to even come around much. And then the next time he comes around, he could just, I don't know. I don't know how you do it, but I think you could get there. Particularly like if Brock is actually, hanging it up soon. You could get there. I don't think anybody's going to turn down some WWE building some sort of program, either large or small, around these wrestlers who are iconic for an era retiring. It's a wonderful thing, honestly, because for the longest time, wrestlers just went away. You know what I mean? They just went away when they got too old to continue to compete. And they didn't get to go out when they were still in their prime, right? And go out the way that they would want to. And I think that's why people looked at, Cena's retirement tour and they thought that it was fine. Some people didn't like it, but whatever. You still respect the fact that the man is going out the way he wants to and going out calling a shot, right? And nobody batted an eyelash when AJ turned around and positioned the exact same thing, because they're retiring. You appreciate what they've done for the business, and they are walking away, A, with their legendary intact, and B, they're walking away not being forced to do so. You got to respect it. And so I feel like if Brock were to turn around between WrestleMania and SummerSlam and just be like, I'm retiring, have an interview with Cole, and it's just like, I don't think I got it anymore. I got some things I need to think about. And then weeks later, right, Brock announces that, 2026 is going to be his last year. And then baby Brock just comes back for one last match. And then he wrestles. And either he wins or he loses. I don't know how do you want to book that, right? And then Brock retires, leaves his gloves in the ring, and then he's gone. That's very Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Not a bunch of tears or people being sad. It's particularly not Brock. It's just like, I'm done. That's the way he walked away from UFC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it could work for sure. I'd be down for it. I just highly doubt we get it.
And listen, you're probably right. If Brock is retiring, he's probably just going to be done and just not factor into plans anymore. But hey, listen, if that's going to be the case, though, he certainly has no business beating Obafemi at WrestleMania. None
Do you think that's where we're headed still? Is Oba versus Brock?
I can't imagine Oba has not been announced as being a participant in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. Because of that, I don't.
Although we've got 4 more spots. So
we do. Sure. I'm just saying he hasn't been announced in.
He hasn't even chosen. Oba hasn't even chosen a brand.
He hadn't even decided where he wants to call home yet.
Right.
So if I'm looking at it in that perspective, I can't see you leaving Obafemi off of the WrestleMania card.
He would be doing something.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you're going to.
And we know Brock will too. So.
Right. And you're not going to put him in some squash match at WrestleMania. You're not going to waste a spot. And so I think the best place you go is with the person who eliminated him from, the Rumble. And I agree with what you said, I think it was last week. I thought that was an excellent idea. You have Oba call Brock out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you call Brock out because Brock eliminated him. And then people are going to be like, holy ish, right? Like, you calling out Brock, and then Brock shows up, does what Brock does, laughs in his face, and then he goes to WrestleMania and gets trounced in under 2 minutes. And that's how
I think if this happens, I do not think Brock will. I think Brock wouldn't laugh in his face.
Maybe not.
I don't think so. I think he probably recognizes, and I think they would go that, like, they are setting Oba up for a generational push almost in the way it's being done. So I think we'll see. I mean, I could see it offhand, like laughing at something, but I think they would have Brock treat him as a, maybe not an equal, but like a very serious threat. Sure. I think he would be concerned about Oba.
Listen, as long as they do it, right? I don't know if I particularly care how they do it.
This is like very in the weeds of stuff, but
Yeah, as long as they do it, I don't particularly care how they do it. So switching gears. So Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defeat Jade Cargill and Jordan Grace in an impromptu tag team match. Okay, so first of all, I get this is a thing that WWE does.
No. Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill won because Jordan Grace rolled up Raquel.
Oh, why does it say? Okay, it's okay.
No, 100. Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm with you.
Or not Jade. Jordan rolled up Raquel.
Wait, okay, hold on. Okay, so WWE site has it wrong.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they have it wrong.
Do they?
So yeah, so it announces the match, right? It says Jade Cargill and Jordan Grace confront Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
because
Raquel hit Liv with a big boot at some point, and then Jordan got in the ring and pushed Raquel into Jade, which gives them a reason to still be mad at each other, and then rolled up Raquel.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I'm just looking at the site, and it says Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeat Jade Cargill and Jordan Grace. They just got it wrong. Yeah. But yeah, so this match, I am genuinely looking forward to Jade versus Jordan at Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know at this point who's going to win this match.
Jade Cargill. I cannot see Jordan Grace winning this already.
Yeah, I get. And so here's my thing. I'm not sure who Jade is being lined up for WrestleMania. I say that specifically because Bianca Belair does not appear to be cleared.
No.
Right? And so who are we building up as a challenger for Jade outside of the challenger of Grace at Elimination Chamber? Right? As far as the Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan, she still has not decided who she's going to challenge. Right? She hasn't decided between Jade Cargill or Stephanie Vaquer. If Liv Morgan picks Stephanie Vaquer, who is the WWE Women's Champion being lined up to face at WrestleMania?
I have no idea. Which I think honestly creates some intrigue.
I mean, okay. Does it create intrigue outside of the idea simply of who's going to face the champ?
No, but that's more intrigue than we've had with that title in recent weeks.
You know, I agree, but I also think that is sad.
It is, but look, baby steps.
Listen,
it's something.
I listen.
It's not gonna be Meechin or BFAB. So
no, but that's my whole point. It's like, yeah, it's baby steps, but like I need this baby to start running. I need this baby to start showing me some some Usain Bolt type skills with their feet.
And I'm just happy we're on the feet. We're upright.
Listen, we had more
story. We're not upright for a bit.
We had more story with the Meechin and BFAB stuff. They've been building that for a while. And I'm still like, I wish we had got a conclusion to that.
You wanted that. You were adamant. You wanted to see that Jade Cargill Meechin match.
I wanted to see how it ended.
You were hotly anticipating that.
I was highly anticipating the finale to that feud. I wanted to see how it ended, right? But you know what? I think that the benefit of that would have been, it would have been beneficial for Jade. You like to have these story beats under your belt, right? You can't even actually really talk about the Meechin and BFAB stuff with Jade. No one brings it up, and not even simply because it was between Meechin and BFAB, but it's because the story didn't conclude. They just moved away from it.
I'm gonna be honest. Had it concluded, I don't think we're talking about it.
Anyways, okay, it's not the point. Is though, who has Jade beat as her as WWE Women's Champion? Who she defended against?
I don't even know. Has she even defended?
That's the whole point. Her defense would have been at least against BFAB or Meechin. That's what they were lining it up for. And as much as I understand, right, that like it would have just been a wash, or not a wash, but like it would have been a squash, right? And no one really will be talking about it. You would at least be able to denote the fact that she's beat someone as champion. It adds to her story, right? Sometimes you need the ladies' foundational beats so that you can build story arcs on top of the foundation. Not that you build a story arc off of BFAB, but beating people as champion.
She actually has not defended the title.
That's what I'm saying.
She did. She So if you count house shows, she has, but that's about it.
But no one counts house shows.
Hey, she did beat Michin twice on house shows.
But that's the
So
thing. Nobody counts
should
house
have
shows.
gone to Baltimore or Pittsburgh
Unfortunately, I did not do either one of those things. And
that's where you'd have got your match.
Well, they don't count those house
Apparently.
shows in the story, so that's the point is, right? We don't have anything to build as a foundation currently for Jade Cargill. She's been champion for how long, and she has not defended
November
the title.
1st, I believe.
She has not defended the title in an official championship match on television.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a knock on her completely. It's not, right? And I know it's easy to kind of rag on BFAB and Michin, but that's the direction that WWE was going because the roster was truncated, right? They had very few people to go around. We talked about that extensively when it was happening, right? But at least if you finished it, right? That is a notch in the belt. That is a turning of the page, right? That you can book in Jade Cargill's story. But currently, as it stands, you don't address it. The shows don't address it, right? Because they really can't. Because it did not have a conclusion. So they just have to move away from it. So when it comes to the storytelling aspect of Jade Cargill, which is what we do here on this podcast, we talk about stories, right? In the storytelling aspect of Jade Cargill, she has no history. You know what I'm saying? She has no history with the title. She's had it since November. She's never defended it once on television. The storyline that they gave her, which they had to give her, never got completed. That's the reason why I really would have loved to have seen the conclusion to that story. Not because I thought it was going to be a 5-star match. Not because you know what I'm saying? Not because I'm super big fans of Michin and BFAB. But that would have been something to give to this title run. I think she's doing the best she can, right? I think she's doing best she can with what she's being given. And I definitely think that this whole feud with Jordynne Grace is what she needs right now. But what we were talking about is, where does the WWE champion go headed into WrestleMania? We're not that far from it, right? And the only stop point we have between here and there is on the horizon, and she's about to wrestle the one person who she's had a real feud with outside of Michin and BFAB. And if
but we'll have 6-7 weeks to go from Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. I don't necessarily worry about it. It's not one of your top matches.
Yeah, but that makes me worry though, right? That makes me worry about the WWE Women's Championship. Do you remember the last time this happened, Skeena? The last time this happened was right around this same time last year with the WWE Women's Championship, with the WWE Women's Champion being Tiffany Stratton. We hadn't been building anything really for Tiffany because we had just been letting her float through these championship matches that didn't really have storylines. We didn't invest in anything for real, right? And then 6-some weeks before WrestleMania, we throw this Charlotte thing together, right? And what happens to it? It's poop. It's poop, right? It's a poop story that gets way too personal, right? And the only thing people really talk about it is when they got too personal. It didn't help either one of those women. Actually, it ended up helping Charlotte in the end because then she does the Players Tribune story and it helps her out a lot, right? But for the champion, it helped Tiffany none. And so if history is anything to pay attention to, we are literally in the same spot with the same championship. It concerns me because you have someone with the title. Do we not learn from recent history? That bugs me that we're having a conversation about the WWE Women's Championship and we're saying, oh, that's not really one of the big major stories that we're concerned with.
I guess, yeah.
Like that's your company branded top title for the women.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm at the point where I've almost given up hope. You're mourning the lack of hope.
Yeah. I just, you had opportunities. They could have gone different directions, but like I said, I think we're doing the best we can right now.
I mean, right now, well, obviously, so right now we have 2 entrants into the Elimination Chamber, but I think you can heat up Jade versus Rhea. Let's say Rhea wins. Possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
we've still got we've only got 2 of 6 entrants in the women's elimination chamber, so we'll see who pops up and where we can go from there.
Honestly, bro, I don't see Rhea Ripley winning the elimination chamber.
You're taking the field.
I've somebody else who's going to be added into this match is going to win it, and it's not because obviously we all know that Rhea Ripley is a freaking star, but I also think that's the reason why she's not going to win it, because Rhea doesn't need it. She's currently hot as ever, running around with Io Sky as the women's tag team champions, right? Those titles have never been more relevant, you know what I mean, than they are right now. And Rhea Ripley still gets these huge pops. Io gets these huge pops, right? We haven't really been doing anything with the Kabuki Warriors to heat up something that would lead to an interaction with Io right now. So I think those tag team championships are just where they are. Liv is already
they're defending the tag titles next week or here in a few days, right? Nia and Lash against Io and Rhea.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, it might be. I mean, they defended them last week. They defended the titles last week.
Yeah, I believe they're doing it against Lash and Nia this week.
Yeah. In fact, they just defeated last week. They defeated Julia and Kiana James.
Yes.
For the tag team titles. So I don't know. I don't foresee them dropping these titles to Nia and Lash. I don't see them dropping those titles to them. And I think you probably have a tag team match at WrestleMania that Rhea and Io are going to be in. And maybe they drop those titles there. But I think you've got 2 made women in Io and Rhea. And I think because of that, Rhea doesn't have to win a title right now. To me, it almost feels a little too soon. Like, let her do the Becky Lynch thing. Let her do some other stuff, you know what I'm saying, for a while. So when you bring her back to the top and put a title on her, it's warranted. It feels right, and the crowd is going to be fully receptive to it. But yeah, no, I don't see Rhea winning that. And I wish at this point we had a better idea of who's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. But we got to wait.
See, to me, I just think it's fine because it makes the chamber not a foregone conclusion. It gives it some gravitas.
Yeah.
And, if we already had a clear idea of who's winning that match, I think we'd be less intrigued by it. Or at least I would.
Oh, you mean like if we knew who was in it, we could probably speculate on who the winner's probably going to be?
Or if we had a good idea who's going to win it. Like, if there were so many breadcrumbs that we're like, okay, this person's definitely winning. Like sometimes we do in the Royal Rumble. You're a little less intrigued in the moment to moment of the match.
I agree with that. And I don't think I'd want to know or have an idea really of like who's going to win. I think it would be interesting to know who's in it. It just so like you can start kind of, doing your fan speculations.
Yeah. Do we have is there a SmackDown preview up on .com?
Let's see.
I'll look.
I'm right up there now. SmackDown.
No, I still have results.
Yeah, I just see the results. It doesn't really show anything for next week or for this week.
But I mean, I'm sure we're going to have another. We'll probably have one per show until we get to Elimination Chamber.
Speaking of Elimination Chamber, for the men, Randy qualified.
Yes.
He beat Solo, and who else was in that match with him?
Exactly. Aleister Black.
Oh, yeah, that's duh. No wonder I couldn't remember. Yeah, so Randy qualified there, and then on Raw we had LA Knight. Yeah.
Yep.
So so LA Knight is back up in the mix. I would love to see LA win.
I'm seeing it start to happen.
Yeah, and listen, when you factor in the fact that Braun Breaker is out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of things suck. But
you know what I'm saying? Like when you factor in the fact that Braun Breaker is out, you're going to have to pivot with the Vision story. And currently the Vision story is not even anchored around a title. It was anchored around the idea that Braun was about to go and trash somebody to win the title somehow. I don't think you're going to pivot that to Bronson Reed or either of the other members of the Vision. So they're going to figure out something else to do with that story.
It has to be Masked Man, because we got Masked Man again at the end of Raw costing Theory.
Yeah. Listen, I think the masked man is Seth freaking Rollins.
Could be.
Listen, I'm looking at a shot of him from behind right here on WWE.com, and physically he looks kind of like Seth. Physically, he's
see.
body shape, he looks a little bit like Seth. And I wish Theory was not blocking his feet in this shot because, you know, if I could see the direction of his toes, I think I'd be able to tell. But yeah, listen, I think Rollins is on the way back here. We'll see where it goes. But I don't know if that's going to center around a title because obviously Punk
I
is,
think the vision is now away from the world title picture.
I think so too.
Here's where I'll say this. And I wanted to bring this up this week because I was watching Raw and thinking of it. And it's kind of harsh in a way to say, but I want to see what you think.
All right.
So we've got this vision story, and we've got a lot of stories where we have the involvement of the Raw authority figure. And I love that. I love when the GM can be kind of a central figure in a bunch of storylines.
Yeah.
I wish it was a more dynamic character than Adam Pearce. And that's no knock against Adam Pearce. I know he's a great worker, seems like a great guy. Sure, he does good at what he does. But like when I think like, man, this would be cool if it were an Eric Bischoff or a Teddy Long or someone like that.
Wow.
Am I out of line?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But like kind of, yeah. Teddy Long, listen, I think that is nostalgia goggles. I think those are member berries. Okay. And it's not a diss against
hold
Teddy
on a minute,
Long.
playa.
It's not hey, hold on, player. Tag team match. No, listen, I have nothing against Teddy Long. I love Teddy Long. The idea that Teddy Long is somehow the benchmark of dynamic.
No, but for me, it's like it's Eric Bischoff. Like that to me.
Listen, I think Adam Pearce is doing an incredible job. I think he fits his story perfect. I think he plays his role exactly as he needs to for this story to be what it is. And listen, in my opinion, I like Eric Bischoff too. But I think that if Eric Bischoff was in this role, I think we will be doing way more foreshadowing of something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not Eric Bischoff, but I mean somewhat, I don't know. Adam Pearce is just a little too milquetoast for me, I guess.
Really? Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Listen, I think Nick Aldis is way more milquetoast than
oh no, it's not just it's both of them for me. Like they're involved in these storylines, and it's like they're very generic to me, at least.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take.
I don't buy it that Adam Pearce is the guy telling people FAFO. First of all, it's kind of lame to abbreviate it. Like I know you can't say it, but like just don't even do it.
Yeah.
That to me is in the category of Joe Tessitore going, Gunther said he made John Cena tap out like a little bee.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Listen, I don't think the writers get it right all the time. And sometimes you write.
So I'm gonna, if you're good with it, I'm gonna put up a poll on Instagram on
always good with a poll.
Feelings on Adam Pearce.
Please,
because maybe it is just me. Maybe it is just me.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it is.
But this week especially, I was really feeling it because we had a lot of Adam Pearce on TV.
We did. But I thought that it was good. I thought Adam Pearce played his part really well. I listen.
Maybe Adam Pearce is the perfect one for. Like, he's a good foil for the Vision because he can play the straight man to Paul Heyman and the dastardly villainous Vision. But I don't know. I just wish. Maybe I just miss Eric Bischoff.
I think that's
maybe that's what it is. I mean, look, that's a distinct possibility.
I think it's nostalgia vibes, bro. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Love nostalgia vibes, but like, I think that's what it is. I think Eric Bischoff is great. I love listening to him in podcast format, but I like Adam Pearce.
Took him out in a garbage truck.
Wait, what?
How he left. That's how Bischoff left.
Oh, look,
they had the trial of Eric Bischoff, and I think it may have been Jericho. They carried him and they threw him in the back of a garbage truck, and that was how he went out as
Perfect
GM.
way to go out.
Yep.
Perfect way to go out. Yeah, I think
Unknown
Adam
if
Pearce
it's
is
the
doing a good
same
job.
garbage truck that Braun Strowman lived in for a couple weeks there.
Yeah, I think Pierce is doing a good job. I have liked Pierce's evolution. I like the way he gets angry. I think he gets angry in a way that is perfectly balanced against superstars over exaggeration and overblown anger. I think it just works. I get that he has some areas that could land flat with some people, but I think overall he's doing a good job. And, I have no hate for Nick Aldis either, but, if we're talking
Yeah, I
about
guess
flat,
it's not hate. I think it's just, yeah. Oh, I mean, Nick Aldis is flat too. And I
yeah,
didn't see a lot of his work in TNA, so I'm not sure how dynamic he was as a active wrestler as a character,
yeah,
but yeah, and I'm not saying it may not even be these guys. It may just be the way they are asked to portray this character.
sure.
I just wish they had a little more sauce, a little more aura,
A little more
however
Riz,
you want to call it. Yeah.
what the
So
kids
I
say.
got I found some what's set for SmackDown. So the next women's triple threat qualifier for the Elimination Chamber is Alexa Bliss versus Julia versus Zelina.
Well, Zelina's not winning that.
No, I was gonna say she and her husband similar roles in their qualifiers.
Wait a minute. That match hasn't already happened?
No, that is this Friday.
Alexa Bliss versus
This
Julia
Friday on
versus.
Sci-Fi
Okay,
for
yeah,
those of
because it
us
is
not
on
watching on
Sci-Fi.
Netflix.
Yeah.
And then the men's qualifier is Cody versus Jacob versus Sami Zayn, which is a big one.
Well, that one's a toss-up,
Because who's
right?
gonna win that one? Yeah,
That's
I
a
could because I could
toss-up
see any of
because
because you could
Cody.
see Sammy winning if Cody and Jacob take each other out. You could see Cody winning, of course, and you could see Jacob winning.
Listen, I'll say this: if Cody and Jacob take themselves out of this match in similar stupid fashion to the way that Cody allowed himself to get taken out in the match against Drew that lost him the title, two things I'm going to consider right off the rip. One, that not only is Cody, but Jacob too is also stupid. And two, Sammy Hogan strikes again. If he finds a way to weasel his way back into another championship match, I'm going to be convinced that Sammy walked into that writer's room with a stack of papers and slid him across the desk and was like, hey, I got ideas.
I sent you listeners. I sent you know how we feel about the dirt sheets, but I saw a report that both of us totally bought. Our friend Dave Meltzer said that Sami Zayn pitched for himself to beat Drew McIntyre in Saudi Arabia, and I buy that. I'm running with that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what if I get the belt and beat everyone?
Let's just think about this for a second. Say I win, right? And let's say I don't lose. What do you think?
Is he the last person to beat Gunther? No, I mean Gunther's probably lost since then, but is he the last person to definitively beat Gunther?
I mean, did Jay's win happen after that?
Oh yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah, I think Jay's the last person to really beat Gunther.
I'm gonna look that up, but yeah, I think it is Jay.
I think so too. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, as far as that women's match.
I think didn't Punk? I think Punk beat him, right? Or did he?
I don't know.
No, because Jay took the title from him. So it's Jay. So it was Sammy before Jay.
Yeah.
So Sammy Oos taught the other Oos how to politic and beat Gunther.
Yeah, I mean,
essentially,
it's all in the family, right?
Yep,
it's all in the family.
So listen here, brother. This is how you got to talk to him.
So Charlotte has not qualified for the Elimination Chamber.
No, but I'm sure she'll have a match. And also, Jade versus Jordan is this Friday.
Oh, so it's not at Elimination Chamber.
No, it is this Friday. So we'll get an answer there.
I think you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go out there on a limb. I think Jordan Grace is going to beat Jade Cargill for that title.
Yeah, I ain't going to catch you when that limb snaps.
I
So
think she's going to beat her, and then I think the rematch is going to be at Elimination Chamber. I think the rematch is going to be at the
Very
Elimination
possible.
Chamber. I don't know where it goes from there, but you got to start building something for Mania. Like I'm not going to hang that up. You got to start building something for Mania if you want this to really matter for something. And I think that if Jade drops his title on Friday, and then you have the rematch at Elimination Chamber, I don't know what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you do with it from there. Maybe Jade wins it back. And then maybe you have the third blow-off match at WrestleMania. That's literally the only iron you've got in the fire, unless you get somebody winning the Elimination Chamber and challenging. Because we still don't have, obviously, let's put these cards on the table because we know that they are there, right? Liv Morgan did win the Rumble, and she has not chosen a champion.
yes, she
yet.
has not. Yeah.
And whoever wins
I mean,
the
it's
Elimination
leaning
Chamber is
towards
also going to
Stephanie,
challenge for the
but-
other title. So there will be a
Yes.
challenge at Mania. It's just a matter of how you get there, right?
Yeah, what if Liv doesn't make the call before Elimination Chamber? I think that'd be interesting. And
It
you
would-
come out of Elimination Chamber with a winner that is now at odds with Liv saying, will you pick someone so I know who I'm facing?
Ooh, you know who's going to win the Elimination Chamber for the women? Raquel.
Brie. Yeah, well, they pitched that. That was SmackDown, right? When they were bone up with Jade.
Yeah. Raquel wins the
I think
Elimination
that makes
Chamber.
a lot of sense.
Raquel wins the Elimination Chamber. And then I think they get the idea, right? That Liv is like, oh, we're going to both win titles and stuff like that. But I think Raquel has not forgotten.
Have loved. I have loved that they keep getting to the point where like
Raquel is going to address the issue and then it never happens.
Yes, they're like about to argue and then they don't.
Yeah. And listen, I think that's leading to, right? Raquel enters the Elimination Chamber. I think Raquel wins the Elimination Chamber. Okay? I think she wins it. I think Liv believes that the plan is going to be, now we're both going to go for titles, right? And then I think Liv picks who she's going to go after, and then Raquel picks the same person.
Wow.
I think she picks the same person, and then Liv looks at her like, why are you doing this? Because Raquel has not let it go of the fact that Liv eliminated her from the Rumble.
I like that idea. Innovative.
Right? We haven't seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
We have not seen that before. And then that definitely means that the title that did not get picked is like, wow, sliced bread over here. But that means you need to start building a story around the other one, right?
Well, the big Michin injury return.
Yeah, that will pop.
Mm-hmm.
That'll pop for no one.
They don't call it the Michin pop for nothing.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Or I don't. That's what I say. I call it the Michin pop. You can figure out what kind of pops I describe as the Michin pop.
Pop rocks, Kellogg's pops, soda pop.
It's one where the crowd doesn't get very loud. I'll tell you that.
So we're talking about Kellogg's pops,
previously known as the Simon Dean pop.
Yikes! That's a deep cut.
Yeah,
that is a deep cut.
The Paul Burchill pop. Although Paul Burchill swinging in on the rope like a pirate did get more of a pop than Michin does.
Paul Burchill, jeez.
The Oksana pop.
I don't even remember who that is.
Teddy Long's your boy Teddy Long. That was his. Remember, he had a thing with her. She was the Eastern European lady.
No, but holla,
I believe she was maybe once SmackDown general manager briefly.
I swear.
It's standing in for her boyfriend Teddy Long.
I swear on everything. I don't remember.
The Luther Reigns pop.
I do remember Luther Reigns.
I could go on. I could go on for.
Yeah, we should retire that.
But yeah.
So the Usos beat the Alpha Academy. That was kind of a given. Although I was kind of hoping Alpha Academy won.
Me too. And like it was a good match. Like those guys are good. It falls flat because we didn't get here through too much of a story. We got here through like, oh, they won a match, so now they get to wrestle the match and lose, which is not my favorite way to set up matches, obviously.
Yeah, no, I agree. And this it's hard to tell a story when you've only got half of your tag team champs there, right? And listen, I think at this point, whatever ends up happening with Jimmy and Jay, if they even go that route, I think we can all put to bed the idea of Roman having anything to do with this. Even though Roman eliminated Jay from the Rumble, we haven't spoken about it. They mentioned it once on air, but I don't see WWE even aiming in that direction. And now with Roman very much tied into this Punk stuff, I think we can let that one go. I think WWE had an idea. It was cool. We were all in on it. And then WWE decided they wanted to do something different. And that's what they're doing. I definitely wanted Alpha Academy to win here to kind of force possibly a storyline to start happening between Jimmy and Jay. But I never anticipated that was going to have anything to do with Roman. Not at this point. But it was a match. It was a good match. And, I don't think Tozawa and Otis are going to be coming back for those championships anytime soon because they got the graceful we're all still cool walk off and send off from the Usos. So I don't think that that's happening. So, the Usos kind of left it in the ring with Jimmy hyping Jay up for qualifying match in the Elimination Chamber. So, he's going to be competing in the Elimination Chamber, but not next week, but maybe the following week. Or have they not announced what Raw's next?
I do not know what's on Raw.
Okay. Stephanie McCare slaps the taste out of Dom's mouth. Listen, I sometimes I think strange things. And I start thinking to myself, I want Dom to be the player of all players. I want Dom to be the dude that the girls fall for, and then they realize after the fact that they should have never wasted their time on him.
Is that not where we're already at, though?
Does Liv don't feel that way?
Not yet.
But I'm hoping
Rhea
she does. I'm getting to. When Stephanie slapped Dom, the thought in my head arose, you know what? He should turn on Liv the same way he turned on Rhea.
Go with Roxanne?
With Stephanie. They both out there speaking Spanish.
So that would double turn Liv face and Stephanie heel.
And turn Stephanie heel?
I mean, that wouldn't be... I don't hate that idea. I don't know how... You could probably get there because the people do love Liv regardless.
They do. They really do love Liv. Right? And listen, what if Liv gets left out back? Right? Like, possible. Let's say all of this culminates at WrestleMania, right? The storyline we just talked about with Raquel and Liv, right? That goes down post-Elimination Chamber, right? And so now you've got this infighting between the two girls that's going to culminate in this triple threat match for whatever title. Oh, it's for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania, right? Because you've got all three of those women involved. And so the match is going down.
Do that, that makes a lot of sense.
The match is going down.
Go with it.
Dude, that's a way you keep the title on Stephanie McCare. Is you have Liv and Raquel in this match, right? And the tension is like, they've got to fight each other now. You know what I'm saying? But we never factored in the idea that neither one of them is actually going to win. Because Dom turns on Liv, sides with Stephanie, right? And they both lose. And you do a double face turn with Raquel and Liv. You disintegrate the Judgment Day. Dom is the heel of all heels again. Because the dude's fantastic. Stephanie McCare is now a heel, and Roxanne can go do her own thing.
Works for me.
I like it. WWE, print it.
I will say this. I thought in terms of character work, this was far and away the best we've seen from Stephanie.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought having a little fire and, showing that she can, have a little edge to her. I think that was much needed, and I'm glad we finally saw that.
Absolutely. 1,000% agree. I 1,000% agree. We need to see more of this from Stephanie.
Yes. There needs to be that switch she can flip. But I thought this was really good from her.
Yeah. And that's why in my mind, I'm just like, dude, if Dom were to turn and go with Stephanie, right? And then the two of them parade around AAA, parade around the main roster, right? And Stephanie is yapping off in Spanish and Dom's doing the translating and talking a bunch of trash. Oh, it'd be lovely. It'd be glorious. And it gives her these edges.
The translating was so funny.
That's what stuck the idea in my head.
I don't think you want to know what she said.
Bro, I swear that's what put the thought in my head.
What did Stephanie say? He's like, he said he's a little bitch.
Yeah.
or something. That was great. That was when I like sit up and like, oh, okay, moment. Like that was the moment I was like, okay, Stephanie, there you go.
I agree. And that's the moment that put all that in my head. Like, oh, I want them to be like a thing. I want them to be a thing. So, listen, I think we've touched on just about everything except for, of course, the Javon Evans El Grande's match. OG El Grande and Javon beat Los Americanos.
I think we're headed for the big Grande showdown at WrestleMania still.
You think it's going to happen at Mania?
Yeah, that just seems like where you do that.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 nights. I guess you could put it in there.
And have the illustrious return of Chad Gable.
Oh, so you think that El Grande Americano is going to be OG El Grande Americano and unmask him?
I think so. I think I could see that.
That I think so. Obviously, one of them is getting unmasked. Like that's got to happen, right? I think it would make far more of a funny moment if you unmask OG and it's Chad Gable and everybody acts like it was Chad Gable.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or specifically Corey Graves or damn, what's his name escaped me right now? Wade Barrett.
Wade, yeah.
Yeah. And then Michael Cole was like, I know. It's been him the whole time. How would you know that, Cole? Okay. I'm down now. I'm all the way down now.
Great. I mean, Javon Evans is incredible.
Always, always. That boy's bouncy.
The OG cutter, like that was perfectly timed. Shout out to both of them, whichever one that was, whether that was
Ryo
Pete Dunne or Tyler Brait, Ryo Bravo, whatever. Yeah, great timing on that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look, that boy bouncy for a reason.
Yeah,
I think that's everything.
Anything else? Yeah, we got around it into a loved. We didn't talk Drew McIntyre's promo, but I loved that on SmackDown.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, I'm glad Drew got his moment.
Let's be fair, because they had a little bit of a damage control to do in terms of, because Punk and Roman directly, indirectly, meaning to or not, kind of shit all over the WWE Championship as a prize.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so we needed a little bit of a comeback, and I think McIntyre did an awesome job there. I think that was one of Drew's better promos, to come out there and just stand on the table and talk about how he was the guy, he was there when the world shut down, all the things we say about him, and give him praise for. He kind of reiterated it there.
Yeah, listen, I think Drew did the best job that he could there. I don't think Drew missed at all there. I just think that when you had a promo that landed as hard as the one last week did, because they kind of trashed the WWE Championship and Drew in doing so, you were going to have a hole you had to dig out of. So any effort that you did, no matter how great it was going to be just enough to get you out of the hole. And it sucks to be in that position, because you hope that you're not going to get a lot more shots fired over the bow. And if this week's Monday Night Raw was any indicator, that's not going to happen, right?
Yeah,
Punk didn't aim that direction anymore.
It was a moment in that promo that you can debate whether or not it needed to happen, but yeah.
Oh, hey, they put the Zebros back.
They dug out of the hole. I don't know if it's back on Netflix, but yes, when they showed the videos, they do mention that.
Look, I guess I don't understand why they would put him back in all the promo vids, but then it's still going on Netflix.
Who knows? Disney. I'm just going to blame it on Disney.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe pull it up after we get off the broadcast and see if they changed it.
Yeah.
But hey, look, we rounded out pretty much everything, man.
We did.
Yeah. Skeener, your thoughts on this week of wrestling? Anything from the shows, anything from any show individually, or just anything about the world of professional wrestling that you want to speak on before we sign off?
I mean, they don't call him Raheem for nothing. That still sticks out to me as the moment of the week, at least for me. They don't call him that for nothing.
What I want to say this week is something that was very brief, and it didn't really hint at anything set in stone. But I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that Tricky 2 times.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
Trick
Lemon
intro.
Pepper Steppers had a very nice interaction with Drew McIntyre on the rampway and then sat ringside at that qualifier. Now,
And Drew gave him a little nod of approval.
He did.
He commended him for stepping up. He did threaten to place those lemon pepper steppers somewhere I don't believe Trick would appreciate. But
yeah, the sun doesn't shine
but
there
he
often.
did say, "Hey, I wanted people to step up, and you stepped up." So yeah, I loved that.
Yeah,
That.
I love that too, and I hope that it is a foreshadowing of things to come because he is rubbing elbows with.
It absolutely is.
You know, the biggest names at the top of the card right now, and I think that his star is very undeniable in a very different way than they are presenting and receiving Obas. And
yes, and even further, I think they are foreshadowing how these 3 big NXT talents, adding Javon Evans in there with Oba and Trick, how they see them and how they're going to use them.
Yeah. I don't know if at some point Trick Williams is going to end up in the Elimination Chamber, but let me tell you guys something. If Trick Williams is in a match, that's who I'm pulling for. I don't care about any of the rest of that stuff. Let's talk about it. If he's in the match, I am pulling for him to win it. So if he is in the Elimination Chamber, I want Trick to win it. If Trick Williams challenges Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, I want him to win it. Trick Williams needs to be the eternal champion. At least he can brand himself that way. He needs to win the championship and say he's going to be the champion forever. I'm the eternal champion.
Do you see him doing Trick versus Drew soon? Because it's just very heel versus heel.
I think Trick Williams is as much of a heel as Stone Cold or The Rock was a heel. Like, yeah, he's a heel on paper, but the crowd treats him like he's a hero. And so he can play that role. That is the definition of a tweener. I think over the years it's kind of gotten molded into something else, which is fine. But I think that the quintessential tweener is someone who is positioned as one place on the card. The crowd receives them as something else. And so they fall in a space in between. And I think that's what Trick is. I think when Trick becomes a quote unquote face, he's not going to change who he is. He's going to just be positioned as a face now. And that's the best way to be, in my opinion. You don't have to change your personality or who you are or start glad handing the fans, right? Like, The Rock didn't have to do that until The Rock never actually had to do that. When he was active on the roster, he never actually had to do that. It was after he left and he came back that he started acknowledging the fans and, you know, how much he loves the WWE universe. And that's cool. You can do that once you stepped away and you come back, right? But when The Rock was an active wrestler, even when he was the top face, he was never walking around and saying, I love the fans. He played to them. You know what I'm saying?
It with Roman now too.
Yes, you're seeing it with Roman now too. He plays to the fans, but he's never like, I showed up for all you guys because I love you guys. No, he's just playing to the fans. And I think Trick is that type of professional wrestler that the crowd cheers for him now, though he's playing solid heel. But I guarantee you, if Trick were to beat Drew McIntyre and win that title, the crowd would lose their mind. I don't think they'd boo at all. And
for sure.
You know what I mean? And when he showed up on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown with the title, right? When he showed up on Friday Night SmackDown with that title, I think the crowd would erupt for him. I think he could come out there and talk all his ish, right? He could even run the fans down a little bit. I think they'd be like, yeah, it's cool, Trick. But look, you will never see me not promoting 1-800-WHOOP-THAT. So my thing for this week is you need to never count out Tricky 2 times. Trick Williams, Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers, Mr. 1-800-WHOOP-THAT. All right, let's talk about it. Folks, this is another edition of the Lariat Lounge. We wrapped up another one. We are rapidly approaching 50 years old. That's crazy. But no, seriously, I appreciate you guys because we couldn't do this without you. And the fact that we are rapidly approaching episode 50 is freaking crazy, man. And, you know, I had reminded Skeener not too long ago that I started this podcast a few days before WrestleMania 41 last year. So we will be coming up on a year of this podcast right at WrestleMania. And it's an awesome time. I'm glad I started the podcast when I did, because that just makes the anniversary of the podcast the same time every year. And is right before WrestleMania, and that's cool. And so, I appreciate you guys genuinely. We both do. And to be able to do a live show with you, Skeener, with all the fans in this country, around the world, it's going to be a really great time. I'm genuinely starting to get excited, folks, because we are headlong on the road to WrestleMania. We just crossed Royal Rumble. We're approaching Elimination Chamber, and then we will be on the fast lane, pun intended, because that ain't here no more, on the road to WrestleMania. And I'm hype. I'm getting hype. I'm getting ready to start looking for my plane tickets. I feel like now is probably the right time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Here in the next few weeks, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, look, get hype, folks. We are rounding 50. We're getting ready for WrestleMania. It's going to be a blast. You're not going to want to miss anything. So if you don't want to miss anything, Skeener, please let everyone know where they can keep up with us so they don't miss nothing.
The Lariat Lounge is coming at you once a week, every week, on all your favorite podcast platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Catch us over on Instagram at the Lariat Lounge Podcast. And if you want to get your email to us read, like we did Gage's this week, at the Lariat Lounge at gmail.com is where you hit us up.
We really do appreciate it, Gage. Again, thank you for, feeding the beast over there and letting the Gmail account know that, you are not alone. We really do appreciate it. And we really do appreciate all of you all. And if you appreciate what we do, please leave us a like rating wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast. It's a free thing for you, but for us, it genuinely means the world. We really do appreciate it. From your host, Everson Godfrey, co-host Andrew Skeens, this has been another edition of the Lariat Lounge. Please watch yourself on the way out.